So imagine deciding that you're going to retcon negative characters. And when I say negative characters, I'm talking about characters like Charles Campion. Charles Campion, for anyone that didn't read the Stand books, this is patient zero. This guy, he's going to end 99.4% of all human lives. How does he do that? Well, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But that's how he looked in the old Stand series, and that's how he's supposed to look. And this is how he looks in the new series. You notice something that's been changed, and there's no real reason to change that. Now, there's another character that really jumped out to me the same way, but for a different reason. This is the Rat Man. In 1994 miniseries, the Rat Man had power. He had prominence and prestige. This was a guy that could get things done, and he was the right hand of the guy that pretty much is the right hand of the person in Las Vegas. So what do you do with a powerful archetype like that? Oh, you recast them, of course. You make them female, and well, you notice that chalky disposition. So hey there to all you wonderful folks. I hope you're having a fantastic day, because today, you and I, we are returning to that wonderful world of Hollywood, that wonderful world of miniseries, and that wonderful world of retconning. So if you've never heard of The Stand, here's the quick and dirty version. You have an outbreak of a thing called Captain Trips. It ends 99.4% of the population, and that it sets up an epic battle between good versus evil. It is a great book. It is a great 1990s miniseries, but this, it's not so great at all. You don't have to take my word for this either. If you look at CNN's review, for example, The Stand turns Stephen King's epic book into what feels like a very long sit. Yeah, it doesn't seem like very good. Ooh, yeah, does it? The AV Club, The Stand wavers at the beginning of the end of the world. And one last one from IndieWire, The Stand review, Stephen King's CBS All-Access adaptation is a plague unto itself. Yeah, not very glowing praise, is it? Now, what makes this even worse is that The Stand is stuck behind a CBS paywall, meaning that new users can get a 7-day free trial of the service, so you can go in and watch the first episode. But after that, you're talking $5.99 a month for the version with commercials, so you have to pay for the privilege of watching commercials, or $9.99 for the ad-free version, which basically means you're not going to get regular commercials, but you'll get product placement commercials still. $10 a month for that, by the way. Fun time. Now, one of the ways that CBS is trying to pick up that $9.99 a month is by going in and retconning characters. And if you look at the description of retconning, we're not just talking about going in and changing the shade of a character. Oh no, we do that for a reason. Why are we doing that? Because we are changing the event. We are introducing a new piece of information that imposes a different interpretation on previously described events. So if we take that description and we apply it to a character like Charles Campion, what does it mean when we go in and we change the shade of this character? We change the race of this character. What are they trying to imply? Well, let's look at this character and then we can answer that. So this, by the way, is a picture of Charles Campion from the 1994 television miniseries. He's played very well, I might add, by Ray McKinnon. I think he did a fabulous job for a character that's considered a minor character, but is a huge character when you think about their impact. Now, the appearance of the character from the book. I mean, look at this description here. Charlie had white skin that turned deathly pale when he was nervous or frightened. His dark eyes, they bulged and stared. When I thought about this character, too, in the book, I always thought shifty, and I thought abandons his post, which you're going to see here. So we're going to skip early life, but his adult life. Little is known about Campion other than he is patient zero for Captain Trips. At the beginning of the novel, Campion is a member of the military police guarding a top-secret military installation in California. So essentially, Campion, he's posted at a facility which is the headquarters for Project Blue, which is a black op government program for developing deadly pathogens to be used in biological warfare. One of these things, it breaks containment. It's a genetically modified shifting antigen strain of influenza with a 99.4% communicability rate, and after it breaks containment, this facility, it goes on lockdown, and everything, it goes to chaos, and it goes to chaos quickly. Now, instead of actually standing his post, Campion, he panics. He abandons his post, he runs to his home, and he tries to grab his family. He grabs his wife, Sally, and he grabs their 3-year-old daughter, and he manages to escape through an open gate at the outer perimeter of the base. Unaware that he's already been exposed to Captain Trips, Campion is about to become a vector through which it enters the entire population. Essentially, Campion, he crosses 4 states. His family, they get worse and worse, and by the time they near Texas-Arkansas border, his family is already gone. Delirious Campion reaches the town of Arnett. He crashes his car into fuel pumps at a gas station, and, well, we meet everything that goes on from there. Now, granted, Campion's not a bad guy, and I'm sure there are people out there that'll say, hey, he was trying to save his family, his wife and his 3-year-old, and yeah, he does that, but what he's really trying to do is save himself. He's a coward, too. He knows exactly what could happen, and he ends up ending the world because of it. This is not a character with anything positive to carry over, so when you go in, you retcon that character to not be like the book, not be like the former miniseries, basically laying that atrocity at this guy's feet. What does that say there? Because I'm not seeing anything positive. In fact, I'm seeing something that's negative, and this negativity, it carries on through. Now, as far as the retconning in The Stand goes, I almost said ratconning, by the way, because of this headline, but yeah, as far as the retconning goes, this thing, it goes 2 different ways. You have the negative carried over, but you also have positive removed from other characters. Here, for example, is an article from February 2020 talking about the Rat Man. The Rat Man becomes the Rat Woman as Fiona Dorff joins the cast of The Stand. This, by the way, is the Rat Woman now. You notice who this person is, how they look. Now, this, by the way, is the Rat Man. If you notice, this is him from 1994. I love that character, by the way, in that miniseries versus 2020. Yeah, not only did they take the character and they decide to retcon him, but, well, they took away something they can't quite put my finger on. Now, in this book itself, he doesn't have as much of a prominence or a role. You can see how he's described here. Ratty Irwins, also known as the Rat Man, is a character seen in The Stand following Randall Flagg in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's described as a pirate-like hoodlum who adopts a dress sense of an Ethiopian man, wearing a red sash, a silver dollar around his scrawny neck, and a sword that he often threatens people with. He's also creepy here. He is described in the book by Julie Laurie as the only man in Vegas too creepy to sleep with. He has his claim to fame, but it's basically from calling some people insulting things. In the 1994 version, however, he has power. He actually does become more. Now, Irwins has a bigger role in the Stand miniseries than he does in the book, where he's seen alongside Lloyd. Now, Lloyd, just to put this in perspective, there's a power dynamic. You have the big man, Randall Flagg, the walking dude. He is evil personified. Then you have his right-hand man, Lloyd H. Now, right beside him, we have our boy, the Rat Man. So we're talking about someone with power, prominence, prestige. You're taking that away. Now, he also has this interesting thing for a 1994 miniseries on TV. He has a thing called screen time. In the beginning of the series, the Rat Man also makes a foreshadowing appearance, threatening Larry Underwood when he accidentally bumps into him in New York, unaware that their paths will cross again. He is among the group that apprehends Dana Jurgens. He also breaks Larry's guitar before he's sent to, well, something terrible is going to happen. So you're talking about a lot of screen time. Like I said, you have a lot of power for this character. This is a prestigious role there that is taken away. And not only do we not have a Rat Man anymore, but we have a Rat Woman. And again, that Rat Woman, yeah, is a lighter shade of pale. I don't begrudge an actor and actress role either. I'm glad that they could get their work, but I want to know what kind of message this sends, because when you look at these changes are made with a reason. What reason does this have? What reason indeed? You know what I think about it, but yeah, let me know yours. Also, I want to thank you for being here and showing up. You make this stuff work. Without you, none of it does. So thank you. Also, want to help out the channel? There are links in the description. Plenty of them, from our comic book to memberships and on. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you're supposed to be. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do. And again, thank you. I appreciate you, and we will see you soon.